Thank you, Shin, for the SAA rules and regulations. So, as what the SAA say, when you're not speaking, please put on mute. Chat room is open 24 hours, and toilets are wherever you're located in your house. All right. So, without further ado, I'd like to invite our Miss President to do the opening speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. So first and foremost, I would like to welcome everyone today for our meeting. And before we move on, there are some special thanks I would like to give to all our external role players who are here today with us. And we also have a fair few amount of guests joining our 407th meeting. So for today, it is my pleasure to say that we have several Toastmasters joining us. First, Wei Xiang from Taylor's Toastmaster Club. Also, we have Kui Min from PwC Toastmasters Club, Jason from Grade 2B Toastmasters Club, Nabilah from Security Commission's Toastmasters Club, and also this person we know this person very well. It's Joshua, who's from Motorola Penang Toastmasters Club and was part of Toastmasters Club while he was studying here. So just before I give the stage back to Toastmaster of the evening, so today's theme is Behind the Mask, a very good theme in my opinion because it's a theme that reflects on what is behind someone, behind the mask. Simple words, yet when we think about it, there's such profound ideas behind it. Also, the word of the day is persona. So, persona's definition is an aspect of someone's character that is presented towards other people. So, example in a sentence is she puts on a confident persona in public when she's actually really shy. So, I hope everyone today can use word of the day, even though Grammarian will give once again a reminder. And also, today joining us is our immediate past president, who's now our area director for W1, Zijun, as well. So, once again, good luck for everyone today. Enjoy this meeting, and I will now pass the stage back to Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshini, for the opening speech. Now, as everyone know, today's theme is behind the mask. Behind the mask is there will be different personas for different people. Let's say, for example, in front of you guys, I'm friendly, I'm outgoing, and all that. But behind the mask, I am just a shy, timid guy. And of course, I've seen a lot of people in Toastmasters have grown and break through the mask and build their own personas as a strong and great leaders. And also today, I'd like to shout out that we have our area director W1 here. So everyone please behave because area director is doing her area director visits. So this meeting will reflect on her report later on. Now, before we start the meeting proper, I'd like to request a 1 minute of silence from you guys to just reflect on those friends and family that we lost, especially in Toastmasters. I know there's a few deaths in Toastmasters, especially I think it was Miss Rosa, one of the founders in D51. So, timer, can we just have 1 minute of silence and just pray to or give thanks for our well-being of today? Timer, can you please prompt the time? Okay, thanks. All right, timer. I believe that 1 minute is over. So today's meeting is about behind the mask. Behind the mask can have a lot of meaning, and a lot of things can be portrayed behind the mask. And everyone, I believe that we are all going through life in our own daily routines and our own daily strengths. We are trying to build up our strengths and also cover our weakness so that no one knows or no one can pinpoint our weakness or make use of it. And yes, I'm sure that all of us have different personas in different people. Now, one of the things about Toastmasters is we are a safe place where we we nurture and care for our future leaders. And now, because I have a few problems with my slides, I'm going to do what I do best is asking people and grilling people about quizzes. And yes, I would like to grill the first person that I see, which is Jejun. Jejun, can you give a short introduction about Toastmasters? Who created it, who found it, and where was it found, and when?
Okay, Toastmaster International is found around 101 years ago, 1924, by a guy called Russell Smedley at California, USA. His aim is to train the men to be a better speaker. But around the 70s, about 20th century, Toastmaster International allowed the women to attend, which they realized that women also the power to also need the skills in the public speaking too. Yeah, back to you.
Thank you, Jejun. Yes, it's true that what Jejun said, it was founded by Russell Smedley, and the C for God knows what reason is chestnut. Maybe this person likes nuts a lot. Next, I'd like to ask our president, Harshini, about the history of UMTMC.
Okay, so all right. Okay, so for Toastmasters Club in UM specifically, it was actually founded by Vincent Hall, distinguished Toastmaster. And when he was in UM, he first founded UM Toastmasters Club. And it was actually first under Chitra, the Center of Industrial Training and Relations under UM. Also, at the time, it was led by the Faculty of Language and Linguistics. And another interesting thing that I always remember about our history was how we were named first. So first, we were Toastmasters International Club University Malaya, aka Tikung, and we were chartered on 18 April 2007. Then we got the name University Malaya Toastmasters Club, UMTMC. So that's how our history, very brief history of UMTMC.
Thank you, Harshini. And just to add, just want to ask one more question is, how old is UMTMC?
So 8 years old?
No.
Eh?
We are already a teenager. Wait, I know who to ask. Joshua, our ex-member, how old is UMTMC?
Wait, if my memory serves me correct, I think should be around 17, 17 maybe 17 or 16, 17 or 18, I can't remember.
The June is 18, right?
Our real anniversary is on 18 April 2007.
How old are we?
How old are we? 18?
18, yes, we're
Yeah,
18.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we're
2007.
legal to vote and do other stuff. And okay, I already settled the history of UM Toastmasters and also of Toastmasters International. And we are here today because we want to practice or we want to be a part of Toastmasters by doing projects in a pathway system. So currently, in all the syllabus in Toastmasters is in the pathway system. So there's like 6 pathways that you can choose from when you join Toastmasters. And all these 5 pathways, there's 5 levels for you to complete. You start with icebreaker and you end with reflect on your path. So my question is to Conan, what are the 6 pathways that we have in Toastmasters International Pathways program?
This is a UMTMC meeting or Taylor's Toastmaster meeting, ah?
Just answer the question now.
Okay, the 6 pathways are presentation mastery, dynamic leadership, persuasive influence, engaging humor. What else? Visionary communication and motivational strategies.
Correct. Kudos to you. All the meetings that you attend has brought bear fruit. And okay, I know this person is here, and I really, really want to hear from him. Kui Min, what are the parts of a meeting in Toastmasters?
Hello.
Hey,
Oh, yes, I'm here. It's just that I'm trying to fix my camera. So, my apologies. What are the parts of the meeting? So, Toastmasters meeting in general have 3 sections. Usually, a meeting will start with table topic session. I'll let the table topic master introduce that later. Then we'll have a prepared speech session reserved for the members of the organization, where they will approach on the projects and attempt on the respective purposes of their projects. And then we'll have the evaluation session, which I will leave it to the general evaluator.
thank you, Kui Min. For those new members of UM, just to introduce Kui Min in a way that he is the past president, if I'm not wrong. So he was the president in 2019. All right. Now, without delaying time, I'd like to pass the floor to the Table Topic Masters. Table Topic Master Aimaan. Wait. Sorry. My job's not done yet. I haven't introduced the role players yet. Okay. I'm so rusty. So, before we go for table topic session, I'd like to introduce the role players, which is the GE, the Grammarian, the R counter, and timer. So to start the introduction of is our Grammarian, Nabilah Daud, engaging humor level 2. Can you tell us what does the Grammarian does and the word of the day?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a grammarian, my duty is to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage, outstanding words, quotes, thoughts, and of course, any misuse as well. Word of the day, as said, is persona. Definition is an aspect of someone's character that is presented towards other people. An example would be on social media, people often curate a persona that reflects only the best parts of their life. Back to you.
Thank you, Grammarian, for introducing us the word of the day and also your job. Now, I'd like everyone to unmute their Zoom. Please unmute for 1 minute. Come on, guys, unmute for a while.
Done.
What you
Right.
want?
Okay. All right. So, can everyone tell me what's the word of the day?
Persona.
Yes,
Persona.
only one usage of the word today so far. Let's keep this spirit on and we let Grammarian work hard tonight, okay?
Let's do it, guys.
Next, I'd like to ask Yong Xingyi to introduce her role as an R counter.
So as R counter, the purpose of an R counter is to note words and sounds used as a crunch or pause filler by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, you know. Sounds may be and repeated words such as I, or this mean.
So that's all from me. Back to you, Toastmaster.
All right. Thank you, Shin, for introducing us what's the job of the counter. And lastly, we have the timer, Azari Mendir. Sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. Presentation Mastery Level 2.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topic speaker, formal speech, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the timer they have left using the green, yellow, red card, which denotes specific time remaining. Timing detail will be explained by the respective session masters. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
All right. Thank you. Next, for the meeting to go swiftly and for us to always get feedback, we have this special person, which is our general evaluator. This person is the reason why we do meetings. Not actually lah. We do meetings because of the members. This person is the person that safeguards and keep quality control checks for all our meetings. I'd like to introduce Joshua, our general evaluator. Can you please explain your role for tonight?
Sure, Ikhtifar. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, my role is the general evaluator, and as the general evaluator, I would evaluate everything that takes place throughout this meeting. I will also take notes on things that happens or maybe things that are subtly happening behind the background. I will evaluate each technical role players as well, and also for example, the Toastmasters of the day and everyone as in terms of preparation, the organization, and delivery. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Joshua. Now, I have state the rules, I state what is Toastmasters, and now let us enjoy the shows that is going to come later. And I do hope that everyone would shine their personas tonight. And I see our friend Conan has gotten ready for this session. I hope that he will shine bright and showcase his persona tonight. Now, I'd like to call upon our table topic master, Aimaan, another great persona in Toastmasters, in UM Toastmasters. Aimaan, the floor is yours.
All right, thank you, Toastmasters evening, Ikhtifar. I'm audible, right? Hello?
Yeah, bro, you're audible.
Okay, good. All right, hello everyone. I'm Aimaan. I'm your Table Topics Master of today, and I am the one who's hosting this table topic session. And without further ado, let's get into it. But before we start this session, let me explain what table topics is for those who aren't familiar with it. So, what is table topics? It is an impromptu speech based on a given topic that is given by yours truly, me. It is a 1 to 2 minute speech. May I have the timer to demonstrate? When the timer will show a green background when it's 1 minute has passed. A yellow background when it's 1 minute and 30 seconds. And 2 minutes when it's red. And you have a 30-second grace period. So once it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds, you're considered over time. And table topics can be done by anyone, no matter if you're a member of this club or you're a guest. It's free for all for anyone to join. And without further ado, let's get into these topics. As you can see, there are many personas you can choose from. And if you are not familiar with what you're called, I have these handy little labels for you so you can refer to them by name. And who would like to be our first who will be our first volunteer for tonight?
I can go first.
Okay, Conan, thank you so much. All right. So, what persona would you like to choose?
Joker.
Joker, okay. All right. Your topic is a change of heart. Are you ready, Toastmaster Conan?
10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're done. All
Okay.
right then, Toastmaster Conan. Toastmaster Conan, a change of heart. A change of heart, Toastmaster Conan. The stage is yours.
A change of heart. What does that mean to you, Toastmaster Ikhtifar?
It means my relationship with you. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cold.
Okay, I was not expecting that answer, but yes, a change of heart in a relationship. So sometimes you're with a certain person, be they a friend or a love interest, and you just don't feel that spark there anymore. And you may think to yourself, have I had a change of heart? Have I put on a persona this entire time that I have been with them? I would like to argue that that may not be the case. This is because in a relationship, there is a phase called the honeymoon phase, which I believe most of you may have heard lasts about 6 months. And after these 6 months, when this phase ends, you will start to feel that the spark is gone. However, good news for you, the spark can be reignited through connection, through adding a bit of spontaneity into your relationship. You will be able to revive that spark and live happily ever after with your partner. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Conan, for your insightful speech. I can see that you did not have a lot of good relationships in the past, but hey, it all happens to us, unfortunately. All right. Whoops. And now, who will be the next volunteer for this
Can I go
tabletop
next?
session? All right. Hello, your name, well, may I get your name?
Oh, my name is Noel.
Okay, hi Noel. What persona would you like to take, excluding Joker, since that's already been taken?
Awakening.
Awakening. Okay. Your title will be Imposter.
Imposter. As in, what's the real meaning of it again? Sorry, I don't get it.
Imposter is someone who is faking something.
Sorry?
The meaning of imposter, it's someone who is faking something to
Fake
be
it something.
someone who is pretending to be someone else.
All right.
Are you ready?
Give me 20 seconds. Um, okay, I'm ready.
Okay. Imposter, Noel. Noel, imposter. The stage is yours.
When I was in back when I was in high school, I always thought that people are imposters. Even till today, it's because I feel like we have 7 billion faces. Sorry, 7 billion people, but 14 billion faces. Everyone just fits into the group like a docile little sheep. So I will share with you my personal story of how being not an imposter has made me ostracized from the group. So I'm all about genuinity. Whenever I go, I value genuineness. So there was this one time I said that I can eat spicy food, which I can. But then when I was in the after eating spicy food, I kind of have a very, very bad diarrhea because I wasn't being genuine to myself back then. So now I'm trying to be genuine, be not like an imposter, and just truly be myself. One funny thing is that the sooner you find out that that the world is fake. In fact, the world is your stage. You can be whoever you want. Just know that there will be times where you have to be the imposter to suit the environment of other people. Otherwise, you just be an imposter for your whole life. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Noel, for your speech. I find that your last statement about how the world is your stage is quite inspiring message. And if the world's a stage, then I can choose to become a background character since it's my freedom to do so. All right, now let's move on. All right, who would like to be next?
Can I go next?
All right, Sabrina. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, Sabrina. What
Hi.
topic would you like to
Uh,
choose?
I like to choose the Freddy Fazbear mask, the safety one.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Funny bear. Whoops.
Oh,
Okay. Whoops. All right.
something
Your
else.
topic will be something unexpected about you.
Okay.
All right. Something unexpected about you, Sabrina. Sabrina, something unexpected about you. The stage is yours.
All right. So something unexpected about me. Well, when people, I would say that I'm somewhat expected as everyone else. I'm like the average Joe as everyone else. And since our topic is about us behind the mask, I would assume everyone here, I've met a lot of you members, and you all are these happy-go-lucky people, also expressive and all. And I would like to think I'm like that as well with my friends, my circle of friends. And so my circle of friends know that I'm this person who is, very expressive, joyful, and such. But there is one thing that they do not know about me, something that they do not know about me, and that is that I have once felt that sadness is something that I can never run away from, even though I try to mask it with joyfulness. And this sadness, you don't know where it comes from. You don't know why it's there. No matter how much you try to bring yourself in new experiences, you try to, have a long night drive thinking that would fix everything because you watch that in movies. And so something about me that nobody knows is that I try various ways to run away from this sadness. I go for a hike, I go for a walk, I talk with people, I hang out with my friends, or I go on a long night drive, I just do anything. And I think I tell myself, I lie to myself that you can run away from this sadness. And from there, I realized that actually I can never run away from this sadness because this sadness is the epitome of a damaged version of me, but it's like a glorious damage. And I think when I'm trying to run away from this sadness, I'm just trying to find someone who will love me for all of my damaged glory. So I think something that people do not know about me is that I'm just trying to find a reason to see the gloriness of all this sadness, of all this damage. That is like my true persona. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina, for your speech. I like that you said that sadness isn't is going to be like a part of you, and yeah, we can try to hide it all we want, but all will feel sad eventually. We all can't really deny the fact that we are sad, but what matters most is how we deal with it. So, thank you. Now, on to the next person. Would you be anyone? Zijun, my dear mentor, and I will pass immediate past president. I saw that you wanted to volunteer yourself.
Okay. By the way, which one haven't been chosen?
Which one has been chosen? I'll tell the one
Yeah.
that's been chosen.
Okay.
Joker, Awakening, and Safety.
Maybe the responsibility.
Responsibility. Okay. Living a double life. All right. Are you ready, Toastmaster Zijun?
Give me a few seconds to start.
Okay.
Living a double life.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Living a double life, Toastmaster Zijun. Toastmaster Zijun, living a double life. The stage is yours.
Living a double life. Wow. Hello, audience. When you listen to this word, will you think what is your first impression about this? Is it like someone, maybe like someone like a husband of a family, like he's living a double life, but in his family, and then he is cheating with another girl outside or another? Is it your
Just
first
become a spy
impression?
lah. Be a spy.
Your spy.
Living a life as a spy. Why you have to go that far?
But for me, for personally me myself, I'm living in a double life, but not that double life. Is a double life which is my work, my work plus study and my life. Because recently is our semester break, but I have a quite hectic quite hectic time during this 11-week semester break. I see Instagram people are traveling or enjoying their life, doing some things they want, their hobbies. But I am having my internship in weekdays. And after my internship, after come back from home, I'm prepared. I have to busy preparing for my actual exams during at night. So having a quite challenge. I want to start balancing my internship work and my studies, which is my actual exam on 10th September. And weekend, because I'm so a human which admires the work-life balance also. So weekend, I will try to keep one day for me to have a rest, which is I prefer to go outside shopping or either jogging and outside the park, and then save one day another weekend, which is to study for a whole day. So this is for me, a double life, a double lifestyle during this semester break, and hope that I don't get burnt out. And back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zijon, for your speech. I really sympathize with you feeling very busy since you have to do internship and also prepare for exams at night. I also, even though I see people on Instagram also enjoying their life, I still suffering in silence. I'm still suffering in my house. So thank you for your speech. And I think that is all the time that we have for table topics tonight. And thank you to all our guests and hope you guys all enjoyed the session. And I'll now pass it back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Ikhtifar. Back to you, TME.
Thank you, Aimaan, for the inciting and happening table topic session. Although I just have to remark something that please have titles longer or titles that people can build their ideas on so that it's easier for them to talk about. But never mind, it's still very exciting. And we all know that who is the most fickle person here in this room. Next, we have settled our table topics, which is impromptu speech, and we are going past.
Sorry to interrupt, but maybe we could do the voting first
Okay.
for the table topic.
All right.
Yeah.
Vote for your favorite table topic. Please do not vote my. No, I can't. Vote whoever you want. Please don't vote my mentee. Do we have a winner yet? Zoom Master?
Yes.
Yay. Tell me later, okay? All right. So just now, as I said, we already passed our table topics session, and now we are going to the prepared speech session. Hey,
Sorry.
please ignore that flash for a while. All right.
Link.
We will reword that later. Never mind. We will reword later. The upper in Malaysia, elections are very prone to blackouts. So we have passed our table topics, our impromptu speech, where you can see them, all our actors and our great personas coming out and saying their words, their speech within seconds of preparation. Next, we will go for our prepared speech, where our speakers for tonight, there's 3 of them, and all 3 of them have prepared their speech, hopefully, and they will be evaluated by our evaluators, which will follow later on when I introduce their speech, right? So our first speaker, we have Vashifah. Vashifah, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. And Vashifah's title for tonight is Into the Unknown. I don't know whether she's going to sing for us, or she's going to act, or she's going to freeze the screen. We will see that later. And I would like to invite her evaluator, Jason Koh, to read out the purpose statement.
Hey everyone, welcome from Red Tomato Master Cup. Today is Evaluator. Today is to present us the project number 1, introduce to vocal variety and body language. The purpose for this project is for the members to practice vocal variety and body language to enhance a speech. The duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes will be green light, 6 minutes will be yellow, 7 minutes will be red light, and after red light, you still have 30 seconds to write up your speech. So no worry, keep going and good luck. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Jason, for the notes. Sorry, for the project. Okay, never mind. I would like to go forward with our GE, Joshua, to read out the notes to the evaluator.
Give me a second. All right. So to Jason, the member has spent time learning about and practicing their body language, including gestures and other non-verbal communication, along with their vocal variety, including pace, tone, pitch, and volume. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Ikhtifar.
Thank you, Joshua. Now, Vashifah, are you ready? Into the unknown, Vashifah. Vashifah, into the unknown. The stage is yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. When you hear the phrase into the unknown, you might recall the song from Frozen 2. But today, I want to give this phrase a different meaning, one that relates to the journey that each one of us take in life when we step beyond our comfort zones. Most of us have passions or dreams that we've carried since childhood. For me, I've always wanted to become a doctor. I always felt that prescribing medicines, treating the wounded, and witnessing patients recover from illness, even saving precious lives from death, would be one of the most rewarding callings a person could have. And so it was something that I held on to dearly. But life doesn't always unfold the way we expect. My parents forced me into accounting stream instead. At first, I was very lost. I had no idea what accounting was, what accountants did, or whether I could ever enjoy it. In Form 4, my first year with the subject, I struggled badly. Mostly, I blame my teacher who made the subject feel dry and difficult. She was simply reading off the textbook, and to make matters worse, her voice was very soft, so it just seems like she's mumbling to herself when she's teaching in front of class. We barely hear anything she says. And so, we'll feel like sleepy like 10 minutes into her class. But just like maths, accounting also requires lots of practice for you to have a good grasp on the concepts, especially the debits and credits, which I was heavily lacking at that time as well. In the middle of all this struggle, I finally decided to take matters into my own hands. I enrolled in tuition, I practiced a lot of question, and slowly things began to click. By Form 5, accounting started to feel less confusing and more like a puzzle that I enjoyed solving. To my surprise, accounting literally began to be the joy of my life. My trial balance would always balance, and that's not very simple to get your trial balance or statement of financial position to balance all the time, because if you could do that, you're a genius, and it's really rewarding in that sense. Looking back, I realized something important. Sometimes the part that we are most resistant to is the one that reveals our hidden passions. If I had clung onto my dream of becoming a doctor someday, I might have missed discovering how much I love accounting. And today, I'm glad to say that I don't regret the path I've taken at all. This experience has taught me that hobbies and dreams that we are passionate about can eventually become familiar, even routine. That's why exploring new unfamiliar things is so valuable. It's uncomfortable at first, yes, like walking into a dark tunnel without knowing what's ahead. But within that uncertainty lies growth, surprises, and sometimes a new sense of purpose. And I promise you that you will find light at the end of the tunnel. And you know what? The unknown does not actually have to be something dramatic or extravagant. It can be something as simple as joining a club that you've never considered before, taking on a leadership role that you feel unprepared for, or even speaking at a Toastmasters meeting for the very first time when you've been a shy and timid person such as myself your whole life. Each time we say yes to the unknown, we open the door to experiences that can shape not only our skills, but also our persona, the unique way that we present ourselves to the world. So my message today here is simple. Don't be afraid to step into the unknown. What feels unfamiliar now might become something you not only excel at, but also grow to love deeply over time. And remember this, the unknown isn't something to fear. Rather, it's an invitation to discover the next version of yourself. So that would be it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Vashifah, for a nice speech. Yes, venturing to the unknown is the most scariest thing. Even for me, until today, I don't know why my accounts is always in the red. I don't know whether I get it correctly or I put the credit correctly or debit it wrongly, but it seems that every mid of the month, my accounts are always red. Next, I'd like to invite our second speaker, our very own Sabahan, the proud Sabahan, which is Keith. Keith, are you ready?
Wait, I'm not Sabahan.
Then, Sarawakina.
Hi, am I audible? Bro. Okay, wait. Hey. Okay.
Never mind lah. The most
Yeah, I
important thing
need to
is
stand because.
alright.
Okay.
Do we all need to stand?
Yeah, I need to stand because this is speech and evaluation too. So I need to follow the previous evaluation.
Okay. So we don't need to stand, right? Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So
You want to stand, you can stand up if you want.
Yes, you remember.
Okay.
Let's go.
all right. So as what Kid said that this is his attempt of a second speech for his project, which is evaluation and feedback. And tonight we have his evaluator from Taylor's, a very fine university, which is right by your lakeside. Wei Xiang, presentation mastery 1. Can you please read out the purpose statements?
Yeah, purpose statement. purpose of this project is for the member, Keith, to practice applying the feedback received from the first speech into the second one. Is that all?
Yes, correct. Next, I like to invite the general evaluator to read the notes to the evaluator.
To Toastmasters Wei Xiang, during the completion of the members project, Keith will receive feedback about his first speech and work on that feedback to this second speech. About this speech, he will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic and incorporate the feedback from the previous speech evaluation. He may choose to present the same speech, a revision of the first speech, or maybe a new speech. Back to you, Ikhtifar.
Thank you. Keith, got your ideas cooked while fight code? Okay, something newbie lah. Okay, Keith, got your ideas cooked with white code? Got your ideas cooked with white code? Keith, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ikhtifar. What if I told you in the near future, you could build your dream app without writing a single line of code? So imagine this. You wake up in the morning with a random idea. Maybe an app that wakes you up by blasting your favorite K-pop song and also sends a text message to your friend, maybe Ikhtifar, saying, Keith is finally awake. So in the old days, you would probably have only two choices. First, you could learn programming by yourself, but you might be suffering over all the error codes 2 a.m. in the morning. Or you could hire a programmer, but it might cost more than your entire semester's tuition fees. So, but by now, we have vibe coding. So you can literally just tell your computer, okay, build an alarm app, play Blackpink song, and send a text message to my friend when I'm awake. And boom, it's cool. This isn't science fiction. This is real. It's called vibe coding, and it is already there. Vibe coding is basically telling your computer what you want, or telling your computer what you are trying to build in plain language. There's no confusing symbols, no error code. Just talk, and the AI handles the rest for you. Okay, think of it like ordering food in a restaurant. You don't need to know how to make a pizza. Instead, you just say, hi, a large pepperoni, please. And a few minutes later, the pizza is already there for you. That's what AI does. But instead of serving you a pizza, it delivers an app, a website, or even a game. A fun fact is that this isn't small-time hobbies. The big players are also using it. Google has said that 60% of their code is now AI-assisted. Startups are building their product within weeks instead of years or months. And one person I know has built a prototype of an on-chain marketplace just within 2 months. No team, no office, just them and their computer. Before vibe coding, building tech was like, climbing Mount Everest. You need gear, you need training time, and you also need a lot of money because you might be paying someone just to carry you up there. But now, with vibe coding, everyone can do it. The mountain basically turns into a gentle hiking trail. So now you just basically follow the trail, and as long as you can describe your idea clearly, then AI can start building it for you. With this, the power of creation is no longer stuck in the only programmer allowed zone. It's now available for artists who want online portfolios, available for bakers who want online orders, or for teachers who simply want to build a quiz app for their student. Now, somebody might panic. They're like, if AI can code, then are programmers finished? The answer is, it's actually no. The role of the programmer just changed. Think of it like calculator. They didn't kill mathematics. Instead, they allowed mathematicians to solve more complex or more interesting problems that can really bring benefits to the society. The same applies to programming. Programmers now they doesn't need to write every single line of code. Instead, they can design a system, they can create all major components and try to interrelate them, and eventually comes up with a comprehensive and a user-friendly idea or website that is suitable for everyone. And basically that's it. Well, now somebody might feel, oh, okay, this is interesting, but I've never coded in my life. But opportunities are you actually have. In our university, almost every major, science, math, actual science, engineering, biology, they all learn at least one coding related course. Although the course name or the coding language might differ, they all teach us the same fundamentals. This means that you probably already know how to drive, just you haven't tried a sports car yet. And now, vibe coding is the Ferrari. What you need to do is just to hop on it and start pressing the gas. So now, let's think a little bit bigger. If you are in engineering, you could build a simulation app to test your design. If you are in math, you can do risk management with AI. Or if you are in economics, you could do quant trading. Or if you are simply just a meme lover, you could generate memes by building an app that adds all your faces into the stickers. That's what AI can do. That's the capability of AI. They can transform your ideas into something real in a very quick pace. So that basically sums up all my ideas. And at the end, I want to ask you, what's the idea in your head and what is stopping you from building it? The future isn't about how good you can write a code. It's about whether you can think, you can imagine, or you are brave enough to try out all the things. Vibe coding is already there. The kitchen is open. The chef is ready. All you need to do now is just place your order. Every big idea starts as a small thought. Now, with vibe coding, you can transform all these small thoughts into something that can really be seen, can really be delivered to your user. So, don't wait. Don't overthink it. Take your idea, say it out loud, and let it get cooked. The world needs dreamers, the world needs doers, and the world needs you. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. As good as your code or your vibe coding, I'm sure that it can't break a very, very impossible cryptic, the hardest cryptic code in this world, which is woman's code. Next, I'd like to invite our third speaker, our president of the UMTMC, Harshini, to the floor. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Harshini, the title of the project that you are doing tonight is Harshini, the project that you're doing tonight is actually knowing your leadership skills. And tonight, your evaluator is also a past president of UN Toastmasters. Kui Min, can you please read out the purpose statement of Harshini's project?
Thank you to the Toastmaster of the evening. No pressure. It doesn't matter whether I'm a past president or not. But to Toastmaster Harshini, you are attempting the project Understanding Your Leadership Style. For the purpose of this project is for you to identify your primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of this speech is for you to share some aspect of your leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. I look forward to hearing your speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Kui Min. Next, I'd like to call our Mr. General Evaluator to read the notes to the evaluator.
To Toastmasters Kui Min, during the completion of this project, Harshini responded to a questionnaire to help identify her primary leadership style. For this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech about some aspect of leadership styles They may choose to speak about her own leadership style in general and their impacts. And it should not be a report on the content of understanding a leadership style project. Back to you, Ikhtifar.
Thank you, Joshua. Now, Harshini. The ship that sinks never drown. Harshini. Harshini. The ships that sinks and never drown. Harshini.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. So, when I say the ship that sinks but never drowns, what comes to your mind? Anyone?
Submarines.
Submarines. Good, good.
Titanic.
Oh, okay. Well, to those who said Titanic, good guess. Because for me, it was the Titanic as well. So, we all know the story. Not the affair and the door not being able to have both Jack and Rose, but the other story. A giant ship that was once called unsinkable that sank after hitting an iceberg. However, when I looked deeper, I realized the iceberg wasn't the only problem. Poor planning, overconfidence, and lack of preparation. All this played a role. The iceberg was just the final straw. And to me, that is leadership in a nutshell. Leadership is not about avoiding icebergs. It's about how we prepare, how we respond, and how we guide the ship through storms. And whenever people say, I never faced issues as a leader, two things comes to my mind. Either they're exaggerating and are living under the perfect persona, or they've never truly led. Because leadership in reality is messy. My journey proved that. So, in high school, being a leader was simple. Teacher handled most of the work. We were more figureheads than captains. During matriculation, I focused more on scoring merits than actually leading. So, my first real test came at university itself. And let me tell you, it felt less like sailing calm waters that you see in Baywatch and so on. Rather, it was more like surviving storms in the Bermuda Triangle. So, at this particularly famous event in our faculty, I was the head of contest protocol. Essentially, the team running the competition part of an event, which is almost the entire part of a hackathon. My team relied mostly on old documents, as we were all first years who had no experience in contest protocol. So, when real problems came, technical glitches, unclear rule, last minute changes, to say we were overwhelmed will be an understatement. That was the first moment I discovered my past leadership style. It was reactive leadership. I only stepped in when crisis hit, and it did work just for a while. And this event showed me that it is never a long-term leadership style and it will never work forever. That moment, I felt like my ship was sinking. Every time something went wrong, I always blamed myself, replaying the mistake again and again, like how I calculated 8 instead of 18 just now. But at the same time, I knew sitting in disappointment, it will not change anything, but actions would. So I began to change. I slowly started shifting towards being a more democratic and feedback-driven leader. I'm always asking for constant input. Why? Because there are always more experienced people than me in a team, holding regular check-ins with my team, making sure everyone's voice was heard. I learned a powerful lesson. Not everyone works or understands at the same pace. What's clear to me might be unclear or misinterpreted to someone else. That's why regular meetings and open communication aren't a burden. They are lifelines. And for me, it was a bit too late, but never too late to learn that. Then there was another turning point in this journey, Toastmasters. When I first joined, I thought it was all about public speaking. standing there delivering a good speech. But week after week, I realized Toastmasters is also leadership in action. It gave me a safe harbor to test new ideas, to fail without fear, and to rise again. Through Toastmasters, I also learned how feedback is not criticism. I learned leadership is not about commanding the ship alone, but about inspiring others to be with you. Most importantly, I learned to see my sinkings not as disasters, but as opportunities to refine myself more. And even now, I won't pretend I've mastered it. In every role I take, there are still days I feel like the ship is going down. Some days I feel like the best leader in the world. Other days, I'm just trying not to drown under pressure. But here's the difference. I no longer see sinking as a failure. I see it as part of the journey. Because each time I sink, I rise with better understanding to how to steer. Now, I understand my leadership style better, from being a reactive to someone who's democratic and feedback driven. Now I know how to prepare better, involve my team earlier, and build trust before the storm hits. I will still say there won't be a day when I'm perfect or I'm flawless as I would like to be. There will be days I still and will do mistakes. However, that's all part of this ship. As a leadership to me is the ship that sinks but never drowns. It weathers storms, scrapes, icebergs, and sometimes takes on water. But it stays afloat because the captain learns, adapts, and keeps moving forward. So, if you ever feel like your ship is sinking, remember, you're never alone. Every leader faces storms. What matters is not avoiding the iceberg, but how you rebuild after impact. Because the ship that sinks but never drowns is the ship of leadership. Thank you.
Thank you, Harshini, for the insightful speech. I wish that all of us don't be a Titanic or a Britannic, but be an Olympic, where we keep on going forward regardless whether there's an iceberg, there's a storm, or there is a crisis. Now, before we go for our break, let's do two things first. Number one, let's vote for the best speaker. Can someone launch the? All right. So I know who I'm voting. All right. Remember, guys, I'm not speaking, so don't vote about me. Don't give a vote to me, yeah. All right. After we have voted, can everyone please turn on your camera? I know there's a lot of handsome people like Jason, Jason. There's a lot of pretty people like Fatini, Vashifah, Aimaan. Yeah, please turn on your camera because we are taking a photo for the proof that tonight's meeting happened. You know, right now, if there's no photo, it didn't happen. All right. Zoom Master, are you ready? And also with the mark of the breakdown is over, my job as the Toastmaster evening is almost complete. I have one more part later on. Now I'd like to pass to our Mr. General Evaluator, Joshua. A bit of Joshua's background. He was 3 times at ESCO in UM. I believe that he has served as SAA, as a treasurer, and lastly, he served as a VPM. I'm not sure whether he's still a ESCO member in Motorola. I hope he is. And I hope that finally he become a president. But again, in Toastmasters, leadership comes in all sizes and all shapes. Now, the floor is yours, Mr. General Elevator.
Thank you, Ikhtifar, for the short introduction about me. Good evening, everyone. As the general evaluator right now, we shall move on to the next stage, which is the evaluation session to each of our speakers on what they did good in their speech and what they can improve in their future for their growth as a Toastmasters. Let's move on to the table topics evaluation session, which will be done by Nina. Over to you, Nina.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Joshua. So, hi, I am Nina. I will be the table topic evaluator. First of all, I want to congratulate the table topics master for today's meeting. Aimaan, you did such a great job. Honestly, I found the topics to be quite interesting. Though it is short, that is what I think is great about table topics, where you actually have to use your brain to think of what you want to say. Now, moving on, I will be evaluating the first speaker, which is Toastmaster Conan, a change of heart. Now, what I like about your speech, first of all, is the fact that you started off by getting the people's attention from posing a question, which was, what does a change of heart mean to you? And you post this question to, out of everyone, you post this question to Toastmaster Ikhtifar. Of course, our dear Ikhtifar would definitely say change of heart is you. So, with that, I genuinely enjoy how you engage with the audience. It is not really easy since we are in doing it online. It's not easy to engage with people, but you manage to do that with poise and confidence, and that is something I generally find really well done. However, I do wish that you incorporate more vocal variety into your speeches, because I noticed that it was somewhat monotone, where you mentioned it was very just one line, just da 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 da. Relationship is not all that fun, da da da, until honeymoon phase, da da da. What I wish you can do is, yes, add more vocal variety. If anything, maybe add a little more humor to it. Add a conversation where between a girlfriend and a boyfriend, maybe the girlfriend can be like, after you mentioned on like the honeymoon phase, after 6 months, then everything in the relationship goes downhill. Maybe you can have a conversation where, as a girlfriend, you say, maybe I don't think this is working out. And then the guy would say something like, oh, yeah, we should do something. Something like that, just to make it more, I would say, it's exciting. But overall, I like your speech. It was very nice, very well done. Now, moving on to the second speaker, which is Noel. Your topic is imposter. Not a very easy topic, but you somehow managed to make it really engaging and really fascinating. I was listening, I was like, huh, interesting. So I like about yours is the fact that you started off with a personal story. You talked about how you were in high school, and that the fact that, oh, you don't trust everyone in high school. I like your line where you said there are 7 billion people, but there's also 14 billion faces. That is a line that honestly that stuck with me now. I'm like, whoa, you have a point. Overall, it's again very engaging. I love that you incorporate hand gestures. You were like, wow, there's that, da da da. It's really great. And your facial expression when you mentioned, oh, I don't trust people. I don't do that face, keep it up. However, I wish that you can work on your eye contact. I noticed throughout your speech, you were not looking at the camera, you were looking up, you were looking down, left, right, you were looking everywhere except the audience. So, what I would say is for you to work on your eye contact and look face right at the people when you are making your speech. But overall, again, great speech. I love your usage of intonations, your facial expressions, and also your hand gestures. Good job. Next, speaker number 3, which would be Sabrina. Okay, first of all, good job for your second table topic speaking. I really, really like your content. I love how you talk about yourself and you relate it to the people around you. You relate it to the audience, where you mention something like, oh, everyone here has an unexpected version of themselves, or something like that. And that really relates to the audience, because I noticed when you mentioned that, everyone was like, yeah, yeah. And for honestly, I noticed that yes, for a guest, the fact that you are able to have your hand gestures, you have your intonation, your vocal variety, it's very well done. However, for you, I wish that you wouldn't have this default pose. Throughout your speech, you did this. Please lessen that, and also work on your eye contact as well. Look straight into the audience when you're giving your speech. It makes it more impactful and people would actually listen more. But overall, I would say good job. And last but not least is speaker 4, which is Zijun. Zijun's speech is living a double life. So what I like about Zijun's speech is the fact that, number one, she posed a question also, where she talks about, oh, what is it about, how do I go about living a double life? And then she also adds on to, she paints an image of a cheating husband. Like, oh, he may be a good husband at home, he's this, but next thing you know, he's out there cheating. Something about that, it really helps the audience to be like, yeah, oh, now I understand what a double life is. So, and another thing I like is how she relates to herself, which is the student life. She mentions how, oh, she at home now, even though it's break, she has work, she has to study when everyone else is just out there having a vacation. That I would say it's very engaging, it's a really good hook and content to talk about. However, for you, I wish, Zijun, that you would have more facial expressions. When you talk about something that, oh, it frustrates you that you are stuck at home, maybe have an actual frustrated look. And like, oh, I get to go outside. No, I have actuarial work. I have to study. But overall, the fact that you also incorporated humor, I think it's very well done and very funny. And with that, I would conclude my table topic evaluation. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Table Topics Evaluator Nina. Wow, I must say that I was amazed with your evaluation. Not only was your delivery exemplary in terms of the hand gestures, the eye contact, the way how you even demonstrate the examples of the suggestions to each of our speakers. I also like your content as well. There's the point, the elaboration, and the example. Those were the best parts. In terms of improvements, I think perhaps in terms of saying, however, when you're transitioning from the good to the improvements, maybe you can say in, for future growth, perhaps you can focus on these areas or in terms of improvements. So then it doesn't seem like all the good parts has been washed away suddenly because of one, however. Rather, we still retain the good parts and we continue to focus on what we can improve in the future. And lastly, it's just a consistent summary for each speaker. Remember to always summarize what's the good and the improvements. Sometimes speakers, they tend to focus on what is the first few seconds or the first few minutes of your speech and the last few seconds of last few minutes of your speech. So towards the end, the summary, just summarize back the good and the improvements. Those are like your too long didn't read message to everyone. So overall, good job to Nina. Next, I would like to invite our evaluator for the first speaker, Jason, to share his evaluation. Over to you, Jason. Jason?
Good evening.
All right.
Thank you, G. I'm Jason. And today, thank you, Vashifah, sharing her speech to us. And today, I need to base on the project to deliver the evaluation report. And today, I very like her overall speech based on the tone. She's in a very excited mode. So all the speech is very fluent, and I didn't feel any flaw in that speech. And based on her tone, all in average in very happy, high energy mode. So all the experience of her speech is quite enjoyable. And the last thing I noticed that is even though emotions show, her hand also try to deliver, guide us to go through the speech. And for a speaker, you need to learn to become an expert. So now it's my humble suggestion for you to become more experienced, more expert speaker. Number one, I noticed that your camera setting is only show top of your body. Sorry, quarter of your body, not even the half of your body. So your hand gesture is not unable to fully show how you deliver in your speech. And second, when you mention something like you choose the wrong path, may towards to the down emotion, but your emotion didn't align to your speech. The speech mentioned something down, but your tone still in the happy mode. Maybe I may suggest you if you wanted to go this emotion, so that you can do it by in the lower, slowly pace, so you can deliver it by the correct emotion. And thirdly, when you when you interaction with people, can you say based on my topic beyond the unknown, you may think about the Frozen 2. I suggest you can pause a bit, let the audience think, oh, really? That is, let me remind on that movie. So put some gap inside your pictures so people can think and digest and maybe generate their own thoughts. So today, my evaluation has come in conclusion. I really like your high energy speech tone, etc. And I may suggest you when you go to the down emotion, you also can come with your tone to go slow, go down, and maybe go deep down your sound. And your camera setting, you can maybe show your at least half your body so you can show your whole hand gesture. And lastly, I want to challenge you if you able, you can put some pauses inside the speech. So there's also emphasize the topic on your speech and have some room for the audience to think and react with you. I believe you are a very good speaker because overall you have done very well job. Just slightly things. If you can conclude it, I can believe you can way more beyond the unknown, beyond everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, for your evaluation. What I like about Jason's evaluation was that he was able to pinpoint what was missing for the completion of Vashifah's project, namely, which is the camera angle. Since this project is all about vocal variety and body language, the way how you set the camera angle to show your body and your hand gestures is very important for part of the completion of that project. And at the same time, he also did give suggestions on how the speaker can improve in terms of their vocal variety, like slowing the pace, lower the tone, even the challenge of adding pauses inside it. Just one small suggestion to Jason is that I noticed that perhaps you should flip the view to view your face instead of viewing the phone with your body. I think if you flip it to view just your face, that will give more focus on you as the evaluator, and perhaps maybe a more quiet and personal setting so that your voice can be even more clearer. And the speaker is able to listen to what is your evaluation to. Overall, job well done to Jason. Next, I would like to invite the next evaluator, Wei Xiang, to give his evaluation to our second speaker, Keith. Over to you, Wei Xiang.
Hi, Keith, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the second time I evaluate your speech. And I must say, you fulfill your project evaluation and feedback second speech because you actually implemented the evaluations, the feedback that I given to you during your first speech, which is you move your camera further and you ask questions at the start of your speech. Let us start with what you did well. First thing is your body language. Last time I cannot see your hand gestures, but this time I can see your hand is trying to move around to support your points, such as example 1, example 2, example 3, and so on. This is a good job for you for showing the body language in an online meeting. Second is your content. I must say it's very structured. First, you got a hook. You ask the audience to imagine what they want to create in their mind. So if I'm not a computer science student, I might also imagine other things that I can create. Maybe like how to create an app that can help me to type something automatically or a schedule bot that supports with AI. This is a good introduction. The second part of your content is to give enough information to let the audience understand what is vibe coding. You even give example from Google to your friend. Why why I want to talk about how you give example of Google and your friend, because it makes it relatable to the audience. If you just giving an example of Google, I was thinking, what this billion-dollar company, what does it matter to me? But you also give an example that your friend used vibe coding to do something, which I think, oh, even your friend or what can do, maybe I also can do. They are not a billion-dollar company, but they still can work something with AI or vibe coding. And lastly, your content, you have a call to action at the end of a speech for the audience to take away. Next, I want to challenge you. First is your standing posture. Throughout your speech, I assume you are standing, right? Not sitting. And I see you are standing. I see you are constantly moving around. I'm not sure, is it because of the area that you are is make you want to move around? But imagine this is on a real stage. If you move around without a purpose, such as left or right between the content, just moving around, it will distract the audience. So I suggest you either stand still or do it with meaningful staging. Lastly, what you can challenge is you can have more audience interaction. You ask us questions to imagine. Now you can do it more. You can ask questions specifically, like you can ask Ikhtifar, what app you want to build? And if you know Ikhtifar well, he will give you a good answer to make your speech even more fun. To summarize up, you did well in body language and your content. To challenge you, try to stand still or bring meaningful stage control and give more audience interaction by asking the questions. That's all for me. Back to you, G.
Thank you to our second evaluator, Wei Xiang. What I love about Wei Xiang's evaluation was how he addressed the previous evaluation in the first evaluation speech and how he was able to tell that the speaker did incorporate the previous evaluation in his second speech. What I also like is how systematic your evaluation was. What is number 1, number 2, number 3, and the solid suggestions such as asking questions to the audience or maybe having a meaningful stance when he's presenting a speech. In terms of improvement, there was one part where you say, what was the takeaway that the speaker was sharing his takeaway message and the audience were getting his takeaway message. Perhaps you can just give a short recap of what was the takeaway message. That way, it makes the speaker felt that he was heard. Like oh, my evaluator was listening to my speech. And I think it's one thing that I'm not sure if you notice, Wei Xiang, is that when Keith was presenting his speech, did you notice that the light in his background was a bit glaring? The light in his background was a bit glaring and a bit distracting while he was presenting his speech. Sometimes it may darken his face. Perhaps that is also one of the improvements that you can suggest to him as well. Like in terms of the online setting, perhaps instead of the light at his background, he can face the light. Then it can shine on his face. We can see his face and also the camera angle. Perhaps he can place it in the middle. That way it doesn't look like he's looking from top to down, but he's facing us directly. So good job to you, Wei Xiang. Our third evaluator is Kui Min, who will be giving his evaluation to our third speaker, Harshini. Over to you, Kui Min.
Thank you, January evaluator. Now to Toastmaster Harshini. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on achieving the purpose of this particular project, which is for you to share one or two aspects of your leadership styles. In your speech, I have seen, or rather I have observed, a few of your personas from how you were before and what you are, or rather what you have achieved so far throughout your experiences that you have went through from your high school days, through your matriculation days, to your now university days. Now, there are 3 things that I really liked about your speech. First thing is the title, what I like to call the title bridging. So you gave us you threw this question at us. What is the ship that sinks but never drowns? And of course, I answered submarine, some said Titanic. And I liked how at the end, at the last point, you linked it back to leadership, which is your heart and soul of this particular project. And that I believe that's a very tactful arrangement. Personally, I feel it's a bit of a miss because that only gets answered right at the end. Because at the very beginning, you went for the answer Titanic, which to me is a little weird because Titanic is the ship that famously drowned and not never drowned. So I believe that's a bit of a miss for me. Perhaps there's something you would like to bridge it at the very beginning to the leadership point so that it helps establish the authenticity or rather the position of the title of that you have made for this particular speech. The other thing that I really liked about your speech is how you always have this pitching in your sentences. So that helps us to at least feel that there's some vocal variety in your speech. Now, pitching means emphasis of words throughout a sentence. So there are words that you will emphasize slightly heavier than the others. That's what I really liked about your speech. For me, there are 2 points of, should I say, improvements that I would like to suggest for you. First of all, I noticed you were holding onto your microphone most of the time, which I believe is a missed opportunity because if you look at like our general evaluator, who is also using a microphone, he does not really need to hold the microphone so close to his mouth. Perhaps you should learn to let go of that microphone piece so that your hands will be free. The other point is also relating to your hands because I believe potentially you were holding the mic on one hand and the other is free. There were a lot of hand movements. To me, there was a little too much and I would appreciate a little restraint. My recommendation is less is more. Perhaps something you would like to look into is where would the hand gestures be more purposeful when it is actually put or rather displayed rather than having it there all the time. That is all from me. Overall, I really like how you had a very nice title, how you bridged the title, how you had pitching. I would recommend a little less hand gestures and also let go of your microphone while wearing your headphones. That's all from me. Back to you, January Evaluator.
Thank you, Kui Min, for your evaluation. What Kui Min displayed just now was a happy persona, a bit uplifting in his evaluation to listen to. What I also liked about Kui Min's speech was regarding the facts about Titanic, which makes me wonder, he does his homework quite good for evaluation as well. In fact, he even explains on certain speech technical aspects as he was presenting his evaluation. In terms of improvement, it is a bit hard to find. There is one, however, which is when you were saying, should I say improvements? I think it's better if you say improvements rather than asking the floor back, because this is your stage after all. Perhaps you can just, be a bit more assertive with your words. Convince us that, all right, this is the word that I'm going to use, and I think the flow would be all right, like the river. So overall, thanks, Kui Min, for your evaluation. Now that we have settled with all of the speech evaluations, we shall vote for the best evaluator. We have 4 evaluators. We have 1 table topics evaluator and 3 speech evaluators for us to vote. So do vote of who you think is the best evaluator in tonight's meeting. While everyone is voting, perhaps I can invite the grammarian to prepare for her report. Nabilah, perhaps I shall pass the floor over to you to prepare the grammarian's report.
Okay, hello, hi. So I have a kind of a short report. So it's either that I didn't do my job well or everyone just did an amazing job. So I'll start with who said the word of the day. So Ikhtifar, the Toastmaster of the evening, said it 3 times. Aimaan said it 2 times. None of the table topic speakers said it. Vashifah said it 1 time. So now to the improper use and how we can improve. The first one would be you tried to change. It could be you tried to change. And after come back from home could be after coming back home or after returning home. Another one is we follow later on. It could be we'll follow up later on. My accounts are always red. You could say my accounts are always in the red. I need to keep 1 day off. It could be I need a day off. The last one would be take your idea and create it in a quick pace. It could be take your idea at a quick pace, or just change it to take your idea at a blazing pace. Now for the list of great use of language, Ikhtifar said nurture and care for other people. Conan said revive that spark. Noel said docile like a little sheep. He also said the world is your stage. I really like how Sabrina said the epitome of a damaged version of me. I like how Vashifah said find light at the end of the tunnel. Keith said like climbing Mount Everest. And lastly, Harshini said thundering the storm at the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know if I got it right. And she said before the storm hits. And the last would be the ship that never drowns is the ship of leadership. And that's all for me.
Thank you to our grammarian, Nabilah. So for today's grammarian report, there is no correction for the grammars, correct?
Yes, I did it just now. Yeah.
All right. Sorry. I guess I wasn't listening. My bad. But overall, I think Nabilah, you did well in terms of stating who used the word of the day and the good phrases. Perhaps one challenge for you is that maybe you can try to be a little bit playful with when you're announcing all the good phrases. For example, when they say, I need a day off. That is one of the good phrases. Then maybe you can act, yeah, I think I also do need a day off. Bye-bye. And you just off the Zoom meeting. An example of how you can make the grammarian report a bit more interesting. But overall, good job to you, Nabilah. Thanks. After the grammarian's report is the R counters report, which will be presented by Shin. Shin, over to you.
Okay, so I will present my counter reports. Overall, today everyone has done a great job. Ikhtifar has 3 an inappropriate interjection of so and la 2 times. Nabilah has 1 Joshua has 2 Aimaan has 5 an inappropriate interjection of alright and n, total of 7. And Jason has 1 The others, well done, without any hospital or inappropriate interjection.
All right, thank you, Shin. Very detailed in the R counters report. Perhaps you can also share with us the Google sheet or the Excel file or the Excel sheet of how many filler words that we have used, then we can see, oh, maybe this is the filler word that I should try to lessen. For example, for me, I tend to use and as well as because most of the time. So I try my best to reduce the usage. Overall, good job to you, Shin. Last but not least is our timer. Who is our timer? Azari. Azari, share with us your timer's report for this meeting.
Okay, hello everyone and good job. I will start with the topic table. First, Conan, 2 minutes, it's on time. Noel, 2 minutes and 10 seconds, it's overtime. Sabrina, 2 minutes, 12 seconds, it's overtime. Zijan, 2 minutes, 8 seconds time. Then speakers, Vashifah, 4 minutes, 35 seconds under time. Keith, 6 minutes, 36 minutes on time. Harshini, 6 minutes, 44 seconds on time. Then the evaluation, the table talk evaluation, Toastmaster Nina, it's 6 minutes, 31 seconds on time. Then Jason, 30 minutes, 45 seconds, it's overtime. Wei Xiang, 3 minutes, 33 seconds, it's overtime. Kui Min, 4 minutes, it's overtime. Then the Grammarian Nabilah, it's 2 minutes, 33 seconds, it's on time. And counter, Shin, 44 seconds, it's under time. And I didn't count myself. Thank you.
Thanks, Azari, for sharing the timer's report. Also very detailed. In terms of the future, perhaps you can also share with us the timer's Excel sheet, or you can phrase it this way. Perhaps you can see those who are within time, you can say out their names, and those that are close to overtime, say out those names, and those that go overtime, say out those names. For example, for those who completed the speech less than 2 minutes, 30 seconds, this. Those that go overtime, this. That way, it's like, oh, okay, we have 2 categories or maybe 3 categories. Overall, good job to you, Azari.
Thank you.
And that leaves just the general evaluators report. I should keep it short and simple, short for KISS. Our meeting started off at 8:06 p.m. We have our ASAA, Shin. Shin, just a few notes for you. Perhaps you can, I do notice that at first the timer wasn't pinned, but then towards the middle of the meeting, you started to pin the timer. Perhaps you can also communicate beforehand with the Toastmasters of the evening in terms of who should share the slides, and maybe you can also communicate with the committee of how to conduct your role as the Zoom master in case if this is your first time conducting it or you're still unfamiliar with it. That way we can ensure the meeting starts on time and also ensure the meeting goes a bit more smoothly. And overall, I think you managed it well, even starting off at a little bit stumbling, but you did manage all the way towards the end of it. So good job to you as well, Shin. And for our Toastmaster of the evening tonight, Ikhtifar, I think it was quite nice. To me, it's a fresh idea where the TME asked the members to share the history of Toastmasters and also their own club. I think that is something that I can also bring back to my own club, where we can do something similar, but in our own style. The role players were also introduced, quite good. And I think we can also add, say, for all the guests and external players, you may also refer to the agenda for more details if they wish to know more about pathways or wish to know more about the flow of tonight's meeting. Back to the president's opening speech. I like what Harshini did. She recognized and appreciate to all the guests and external Toastmasters role players. She also did mention the word of the day and the theme. Perhaps you can add just a few bits of your thoughts about why you choose today's theme and why is this word of the day selected. That would be quite nice. And every time when you want to recognize or introduce a guest or external players, perhaps you can also ask them to just switch on the camera and say hi to everyone. So then we get to see who they are actually. Overall, good job to the TME and also to the president. For the table topics, I think it's quite attractive in terms of the slides, the topics. And I also like how our table topics master, Aimaan, he also welcomed each speaker before giving them the topic that they choose, as well as also reaffirm each speaker's ideas every time after they completed their speech. So good job to the table topics master as well. Other than that, I find that all the speakers and evaluators also did quite good in terms of the delivery, contents. It was quite engaging for me to listen to, and I would say it's quite a long time that I haven't joined a university Toastmasters club, and it kind of bring back that youth inside of me. So thank you again to Toastmasters, University Malay Toastmasters Club, for inviting me back. Just one more improvement is that in the agenda it says speech first, then table topic next. But in tonight's meeting, the table topics first and the speech next. I think it's good if you can align which one you want to go, or you can even send in the chat saying, okay, there is a sudden change in the agenda that we are going for the table topics first, then speech next. That's one thing you can look out for in the near future. Overall, I think good job to the committees and the tonight's role players and team. I shall hand the floor back to Ikhtifar for the award ceremony.
All right. Thank you, Joshua, for the GE report. We will look into and improve ourselves. I mean, like, Joshua, during our time, right, it's always table topic first, then it's the prepared speech. So I kind of like messed up there. So, and also, Joshua, you're not that old yet, okay?
No,
So,
I'm not old. Still young, still young.
You're not old. You haven't reached 30 yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, you haven't reached 30 yet. So you're not old. Okay, now, before we adjourn, before we hear our president's closing speech, I need to do my final duty, which is to give out the awards. And tonight we have 3 awards to give out. It's number 1, the best speaker for table topics, the best speaker for prepared speech, and also the best evaluator. All right. Wait, let the Zoom master get ready first. All right. So now, everyone, please drum roll for the best table topic speaker. Everyone, please give a good drum roll. Yes. And the best table topic speaker is Conan Chiang, one of my unofficial mentees. Conan, are you still there?
Yes.
All right. So can you
you
give
sure
our,
the voting don't have problem?
I don't know, maybe it blackout or something. No problem lah. I'm not like Aimaan. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Give us your best smile and we will some sort of like crop it later. Okay. Zoom Master, you're done?
Wait,
All right. For the next one,
wait. Can someone help me to do the screenshot? Because if I sharing the screen, I think I
okay.
can't do the screenshot. Yeah.
Can someone help to do the screenshot? Did you get help? Just screenshot his face lah. Later we will Photoshop it into it. Okay, one more time, smile. Luzun, we cannot hear you.
Mine's. Wait, I'm thinking how to screenshot. I changing a new laptop.
Never mind.
Try Windows print screen.
It's okay. I screenshot.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay.
If this fails, we just take his picture from the crop images that we have lah. Our
Alright.
stock images.
I'm not using Windows, so.
Up already, now use Apple. All right, next. The best evaluator, is it? Okay, the best project speaker. Drum roll, please. And the best project speaker goes to... I don't know. The best project speaker goes to Keith. Not bad, not bad. Good job. Aimaan, say lah, Rick. Yeah. All right. Have you screenshot Keith's face?
Okay. Where? 1, 2, 3. Okay, done.
All right, done. Next is the best evaluator. I wonder who's the winner. I don't know who is it. And it's definitely not Rick. Drum roll, please. The best evaluator goes to... Lina Patricia.
Are you sure not Rick?
No. I play fair.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, let me take picture. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay.
You should ask this. Conan, how many handphones that you use? All right. Next is our token of appreciation to the GE. You have that? To our GE tonight, which is Joshua Lim, do come around whenever you're free. Penang and KL is not that far. You can come during for our physicals.